And just to give you a little bit more information about them and what they are here to help us with, or what they can help us with. So for those of you who don't know me already, my name is Lillian. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer, and I work with the magical realms, or I specialize in working with the magical realms. I work with, all kinds of energies, but I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different sorts of magical beings to help you discover your own inner truths, your own power, your own abilities and your purposes, all of these different things to help you to step into the world to make the impact that you are meant to make as an individual. So today it is really all about the dragons from Andromeda. The dragons of Andromeda I see as, generally they come forward as very pink, and they carry that energy of pure unconditional love, like this love that is so powerful that as humans we can't really wrap our mind around it. Like, it's just, we can't comprehend it. It's so deep and powerful. So they come forward to help us as humans to be able to hold more of the energy of this love, to be able to release those lower vibrational things that we hold in our bodies. So they help us releasing our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, our judgment of self, judgment of others. They help us with forgiveness, all of these different things that can help us to hold this higher vibrational energy of divine love. Now, one thing that I want to make clear is that we are love. We are already love. But it is all of these untruths, all of these things that have been put on us that aren't really true, because this world around us and the things that we are experiencing are really an illusion. And so our fears are really an illusion. That doesn't mean you should discount your fears. It doesn't mean that you should ignore them or push them away. You really have them, but they aren't really real. So in allowing yourself to see that they really aren't benefiting you, that they aren't true, you have to prove to yourself that they're not true. And in doing this, then you're able to hold this higher vibration energy of love, of pure love, which is what you already are at your core. But the dragons of Andromeda help to do that. Now, the other thing is, they keep repeating in my mind over and over and over again, judgment of others. We as humans judge others. It's just something we do. We've always done that. It's just been part of the human condition, right? But as we move into the higher vibrations on Earth, as Earth is going through so much transformation and shifting and we're moving more into the 4D and 5D, then we are able to begin to release some of these things to be able to hold the higher frequencies of love within ourselves. Now, this does also mean that we are expanding expanding our chakra system. So our chakra system right now has been greatly reduced from what it was like in the golden age of Atlantis, for example. At that time, our chakra system was much more advanced. We are moving back into that, and it is a process. It isn't something that happens overnight, but it is something that we can begin to work on. And the dragons of Andromeda like to help us with that. They help us to access more of the energy within our chakras. So within our chakras, let's just go with our 7 main chakras already that we know and have an awareness of. Each of those chakras, or many of those chakras, not all of them, have different chambers within them. And each of those chambers within those chakras have a different purpose, energy, thing that they do. So in expanding into this energy, by releasing these things that really aren't true, by doing all of this work, then we're able to expand into that energy, into what is really true, and to expand our chakra system and the chambers within our chakras to be able to activate and open them in greater ways. It is a little bit hard to explain. I'm not always really great about explaining things, but this is what they're showing me. So it's just kind of explaining what they show me. So the Dragons of Andromeda come forward to help with this, to help us so that we can hold this higher vibration energy of love, to be able to hold it within us and to radiate it out and to impact the world around us. And this is part of that shift that's happening on Earth. Now, each of us has the ability to make an impact by holding the higher vibrational frequencies of love. So it is, I guess, our responsibility to allow ourselves to look at what is really real, to see what really isn't real, to acknowledge what we're really feeling, to move through the things that we're feeling. It's not about discounting anything. It's not about ignoring anything. It's not about blaming anything or anyone else. It is about allowing yourself to see it and to recognize what is true and what is not true, and allow that energy to shift and change within yourself. And in doing that, in processing that energy, which is one thing they've been saying a lot lately, in the processing of that energy, it will allow you to move into the higher frequencies of love. So right now they've been talking a lot about processing energy. Now we tend to get a little bit clogged up. We get clogged up because we have all of the conditioning of this world, all of the untruths that have been put on us, all of the things that we've been told our whole life, what we see reflected in the world around us. We have all of these things, and we're also receiving all of this information from the divine that may be just be pouring, and you may be getting all of this information, but you don't really know what to do with it. You can't really work with it. Maybe you're not even fully accessing it. You're just feeling the energy of it coming in because you're like, I really want to change. I really want to, receive information from the divine. I really want to communicate with my spirit guides. And they're communicating with you and they're bringing you this information. This information is coming in, but you're not really accessing it because you're holding so much of the old energy. You're not allowing that flow. It's like this clog of energy. There's energy coming in and then there's not enough going out, or there's just this flow isn't there. So they help with untangling that energy to allow that flow to come in, to flow through you. There's really no other ways to explain it. It's this flow of energy. It doesn't have to be difficult. It is a processing and allowing. It's a lot of allowing and taking time to step back, making sure that you're not moving forward in that energy of forcing. There's always a balance between the masculine and the feminine. You need to have that balance. There's certain times you need to take action and times when you need to not take action. And we really need to make sure that we're taking enough time to sit back and allow the energy to integrate and to move through us. And it can help to work with different crystals, but also to work with these dragons that can help with processing that energy. So I felt called to talk about this today because I am preparing to do a workshop with the Dragons from Andromeda. So they have come forward really strongly with a lot of this information and this energy. Now, this doesn't mean that this is everything that they do. They may show up and tell me all kinds of other things, but this is what they want me to talk about today and in this video. So it doesn't mean this is everything regarding the Dragons of Andromeda, but it is a bit of information about them, and they are wanting to help us. They can be a little bit harder to connect with as far as if you're connecting with dragons. The dragons from Andromeda may be harder than, say, like the earth dragons or fire dragons. The dragons that are they feel more accessible. The dragons from Andromeda are, such a high vibrational frequency that they can be more difficult to really, I don't know if feeling their energy is quite right, but they just don't feel quite as accessible and easy to connect with. But if you feel that call to work with them, it's for a reason. So listen to that call, open yourself up to what they may want to share with you, and just ask for the signs. And however you receive information, make sure that you trust in what you are receiving. So that is everything for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure to like. If you did, leave a comment with any questions or thoughts that you have, and subscribe to my channel if you want to make sure to not miss any of my videos. And I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day.